Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor. Hey, it's going to be a glorious day, a good test for the little Stabie. The 1850 Fisher 2022 Stabie Red firing, and they're going to see you a mile away. I like that. I like the red, the greens, and the yellows. Anyway, this boat here is a good day for this because it's got a storm coming. This boat can take a storm. I call it the Storm Trooper. You may get a little wet when the waves come over, but boy, you don't have to worry. They're foam filled, plus you got a life ring up front. You got a chamber in a chamber, plus they're filled with foam, so they're virtually unsinkable. And they're very stable. That's the beauty of these. So if you were out in a big lake, big bay, maybe jetty, it gets rough, no worries. Got an anchor pulpit rigged. If you ever want to do a windlass, you can go right there. It's got the top, side curtains, backdrop. Don't tow with these things up. Short distances are fine, but if you're going over 55 miles an hour, take that top down. That window opens up. You can put like a little pedestal. I'll show you on the inside when we get to that. These got pre-flexed holes. Boom, boom, boom. The more bends you got, the stronger these things are when if you hit something. Plus you got the rub rail, and you got that upper rub rail right there. So these are pretty decent. And you got like what they call a G3 tubing. You got like a mini reverse here, one there, and they change as they go up. So that's what keeps that spray shooting that way, away from your boat and down. These things are tough. They'll take the rough water, which you will see. Now, don't get me wrong, you've got to slow it down a little bit, you know, because them short, like 1 to 2 seconds apart, 5 feet, a little wind on top, you know, there's only a couple boats that you can run, you know, 30, 35 through. Most of them you'll be down about 10. You got your 2x6 bunks, but again, this boat will take it. 2x6 bunks with slicks, easy over double dip galvanized. You got your swing tongue, get a little cheapy padlock for that. There's your solenoid for your backing up. So say, there's two things. If you're backing up, especially when you don't have the boat on the trailer, oh, I better check the gas too. This guy's coming down for a demo. We got 14 just perfect, about 15 gallons. I'll put 20 in this one. It's 2022, you can read here. You can see that reverse right there, angles up about 15 degrees, I imagine. And then are all your rub rails, so you're pretty well protected. You got your rocket launchers up top. You got a 9.9 remote, tie bar, and actually with these boats, since this is remote, it's kind of silly. Just leave it hooked up. But if this was a tiller, you could actually, it has a friction bar here. You could actually steer with that main motor right here as a rudder. So then when you came back, all you do is grab the tiller and start using it. But with the remote, hey, you got your controls up there. There's no need of not using that, so use it. 11x7. See the big space right here? You can see my fingers down through there. That's in reverse. You got like 70% more backup power because of the back pressure with stakes. Got the bigger prop. You got a 25 Yamaha gear case. That's why these 9.9s are like having a 25 standard. There's how you drain your oil. Over here's a P-tube. Carry a little paper clip with you if they ever get plugged. It doesn't take much, you know, to get in there and plug that, so you can just pop that in there and it'll clean it out. So just carry some paper clips with you, or one of them dental picks that go in there that are about this long, that got the jagged edges but they're round. They work good too. Stainless prop shaft, drive shaft, 2 coats of clear, 2 coats of primer on all these, zincs on every cylinder and on the block, zincs there. Torque fins you really don't need anymore. You notice I don't have it, of course ain't gonna go fast enough anyway. But the way the boats are designed, the steering systems, hydraulic steering, a lot of that, those, I had a boat the other day that definitely we had to move this to the right. If it goes to the right, here's a little thing for you, tidbit. Say you take your hands off the wheel and the boat just takes off to the right. You, believe it or not, you move it the same way. Now 1/4 inches, I would start like maybe a 1/8 to 1/4 first click, and then you should be able to, when you're out there, take your hand off. This thing should go straight because your torque's going to the right like this. So that's, sometimes you have to counter that when the water's coming. When it hits this, it will bring that boat back over that way. You won't have to worry about it with this boat. I can do it with trim on the up front. You got rod holders, you got cup holders, tackle holders, rod holders, I mean plenty of cup holders. You got grab handles in the back. Just a neat little boat. You got a top mount coupler. So when you go top mount on these things right here, you're looking about 21, 22 inches, maybe even 23 from the bottom to the top of the ball. If this was straight down here, you're looking about, say, 18 to 20 inches. So that just, if you're gonna hook up before you get here, hey, do I have a top mount coupler or is it just straight out? Then you can kind of preset your ball height before you get here. You got cables, which are good. I used to say, hey, they don't rust. They don't, but if it gets through that casing, if you start seeing cracks on that casing, and you start seeing a little rust like there, it's time to change those, because it's somehow water got in it through time and they're getting brittle. Those little cable wires, and it can just snap on you all of a sudden. Not that it's gonna really do anything, because if it broke, you still got the other one and you're hooked up. That's just a safety deal. And you got brakes right here. It says backing. Say you didn't have a plug wire hooked up to this, you have to have this pulled all the way out, then you can turn this and have someone hold it or duct tape it. And this tells you all about your trailer and a 2-inch ball. And you go the other way and your brake fluid's under there. Now say this right here, I'm going to hang on to it. That's when they make these things. It's funny, it's still there actually. That goes in here for shipping. So say all of a sudden you knew your wires were right on the boat, it was working. All of a sudden the brakes, when you didn't have the boat on, you were backing up, kept locking up on you. Okay, so then if that tells me that's working, but you got power, everything's hooked up right, but it won't back up, it locks up, 10 to 1 it could be in your solenoid, and that's normally the blue wire that goes up there. So if you plug in, like have some of them back here, and when you first plug that wire in, you'll hear a click. If you don't hear a click, that means that ain't working. To standard flip, hit your blue hole on that. And these got the arrow design, like it goes like this, and on the front it does the same thing. That's what keeps this, so you can back up in a, you can just spin this thing like a jet boat. Same thing with the front, makes a faster turn, keeps the water down. It gives you better planing ability, better fuel economy. Whoa, I think I can stop. We'll go to 23, non-ethanol. See, I get to talk and there's more. See, I'm up to 7 minutes already. So there's 28, 29, 23. Whoop. There we go. Then you just click that down there, put that there, go over here, make sure this is put down. That's for your anchor light, and that's a battery operated, and it's got a stanchion pole. Also, it can go up there as well. That little snap, so when you roll the canvas up, you put the strap around that and flip it down. Okay, nav lights, good cleats. And this guy's gonna install his own electronics and a bow mount. We're waiting on that. So I guess he's just coming down for a demo and he's gonna do it later. Force down hose is in the off position right now. This runs on battery 1 since you only have one battery. Your primer bulb is right down there, which I'll pump up before I leave. You want everything ready, so when you get to the water, all you have to do is back this sucker in. Put your battery, get the bait box, flip up seats. So when you're getting in, you can step on that and go down. These here are the plugs for these coolers. I'm just gonna throw them in there. Now the bags and everything that goes with the boat are in the office up front. You got lights back here, got a battery charger there, IC-Tech coolers. You got 5 right seats, so you can stand up and drive or sit down like this. Now one thing I did notice, I don't care for too much. Okay, that goes good. That's for your kicker. That's for your main. Now the main you just start, that's fuel injected. The kicker, I'll show you, there's a little trick to that. You got your speed fuel here, management. You got half a tank of fuel sitting right here. And you always check that when you're flat in the water, or level your boat off. Because if you're up high, it's gonna show more gas. If you're from the boat down, it's gonna show less gas. You got your trim indicator. This should have the VTS troll mode. I'll show you that when I'm out there as well. And miles, gallons per hour, right there is what I want. Okay. Then you go over here, that's bilge pump. Bait tank you do not have. As far as like the live well, that's your wash down, that's your nav lights. So that button's just going to do the outside. The anchor light, you got to push a button on it, on the light itself. There's your batteries, everything is wired. There's your plug. And that's the plug on the outside. When you already have the bracket made over there. So you plug your bow mount into that, but when you want to charge it, you put it in here. There's not a lot of places to put that on the, outside. They could have put it up there, I guess, but then you got a plug sticking there like this one. But they could have did that and reversed it. There's one thing, this, okay. When they mounted this, this is a good idea because you don't have a lot of room here, so they almost had to come on the inside, and you got this lip here. So there's not a lot, and your cables go down here, and you don't want to kink those. But this one, they should have just moved, They probably could have moved it right up here if they wanted to, because that one's going to be useless to you. Okay, grab handles all the way around. I can't wait to get this baby out because they are fun. Okay, so this is a Boat Doctor 1850 Fisher stabicraft, virtually unsinkable, stable. Days like today, which I know it's going to be when I get down there, you'll see what I'm talking about. You may get water coming up here, but this sucker will go through it. Never fear, just wear rain gear. Hey, that was almost a rhyme. Huh. Boat Doctor out.